You can save big on taxes using Bitcoin mining and 100% depreciation. In this video, we are going to explain how this works, what Bitcoin mining is and why this qualifies for 100% depreciation, who can take advantage of this, and we'll finish with an example to show you how much you could potentially save on taxes and how much Bitcoin you could potentially mine by leveraging this strategy. So we'll start with the how. How does this work? It's fairly straightforward. So Bitcoin mining is done using computers, and these computers run a specialized algorithm 24/7, 365 to process transactions and mine Bitcoin. Now, the benefit of mining Bitcoin with one of these computers, one of the many benefits, is that you can write off every dollar you spend on mining hardware. So for example, if you have $100,000 in taxable income, you can purchase $100,000 of mining hardware and completely offset your income and lower your effective taxable income to zero. Now, this works for W-2 income earners as well as business income. So whether you're self-employed, whether you own your own business or you work for a company, anybody can take advantage of this and offset their income. Now, that's the how. Let's go into the what. What actually is Bitcoin mining? So, like I mentioned, Bitcoin mining is specialized computers running an algorithm 24/7, 365. Now, the thing about this is these computers consume a lot of power. So with Bitcoin mining, let's say you've got your energy source. This is a poorly drawn windmill. Then you have your transformers. So you've got, your substation rather. So you've got something to convert the power from the power generation asset. It can be wind, it can be natural gas, it can be solar, it can be hydro, it can be all sorts of different energy sources. You have your energy source, you have your substation, then you have, we'll go to the red marker here, you've got your transformer, so that's smaller to get power from the substation to the transformer. Then you have, we'll switch to our green marker here, you have containers to house all of the different miners. And so you've got energy production, you've got substation, transformer, then you have the container, and inside the container you have dozens or hundreds of these miners mining Bitcoin all day, every day. Now, the challenge is not everyone has the capital, the time, the know-how to handle this. The energy production, organizing long-term power purchase agreements with your local utility provider, investing into transformers and containers and all of the additional capital that goes into just mining Bitcoin. Because these miners, that's what qualifies for the 100% bonus depreciation. Now, some of these other infrastructure assets, they can be depreciated to some degree, but what we want is a tax-saving strategy and a Bitcoin accumulation strategy. And it's the bottom of the chain here, just the miners themselves that give us that. So Blockware, what we've done is we have partnered with some of the best data center operators in the world. We've built our own data centers, and we handle all of this for you. So we have the power purchase agreements in place, the energy contracts, we're connected to grids, we're connected to power sources, we have all the containers in place, all of the infrastructure ready to go, already operating now, and you can just buy the miners. So the Blockware client, instead of spending all the time and the resources building their own mining facility, getting all of this in place, they can work with a host like Blockware and just purchase these miners, which qualify for 100% depreciation. So every dime you spend on capital into your Bitcoin mining business can be written off, and you can use that to offset income 100% in a single year. Historically, some of the best write-offs have been with real estate, right? Because you buy a cash flow generating asset and you're able to depreciate it. But with real estate, it's depreciated over multiple decades. So you need billions and billions of dollars worth of real estate to actually get any significant write-off. But with Bitcoin mining, it's 100% in the same year, every year in perpetuity. So let's get a little more granular on what type of income sources can be written off. So, as I mentioned, W-2 income. You work a job, this is your primary source of income. This can be offset using this Bitcoin mining strategy. And for many people earning a W-2 income, you actually pay your income taxes as you go throughout the year. So there is a very possible scenario that you purchase Bitcoin miners and you actually get a tax refund because you've already been paying income tax as you go. You purchase the miners, all of a sudden your tax liability is offset that you already paid, and so you may end up getting a refund later next year. Business income. This is the most common type of person or entity that executes this strategy. So if you run a business and you have a couple $1 million of net income you want to offset, you don't want to invest it into new capital for your operating business. You want to potentially accumulate your own Bitcoin treasury reserve because that's been super successful for a lot of other businesses. Mining is a great way to do that because you get to offset a lot of that income, 100% of every dollar you spend on mining hardware, and you can accumulate Bitcoin for your business. Last is capital gains. Now, this cannot be directly offset, but it can be kind of, you can help yourself out with the Bitcoin mining 100% depreciation. So there are multiple tiers of capital gains tax brackets, and by purchasing Bitcoin miners and offsetting your income, you can potentially get into one of the lower capital gains in brackets. So for example, the married filing jointly income threshold for 0% capital gains, I believe, is around $90,000 of income. So if your combined household income is, let's say, $150,000 and you're married filing jointly, you could purchase theoretically $60,000 of mining hardware, get your income below the $90K threshold, and then have a 0% capital gains tax rate. Check with your financial advisor, check with your accountant. I'm not offering official advice, but that is a strategy that you could potentially deploy. But you cannot offset capital gains directly. Now, there's one more key aspect to this strategy, and I will get into that right now. Now, the 100-hour requirement is a key component to this strategy, and you may need to act quickly in order to qualify before the end of 2025. What this means is you have to spend 100 hours on your mining business. For your miners to qualify for the 100% depreciation, you need to spend 100 hours in 2025 working on that business. Now, one way you could be working on that business is by watching a video to learn more about Bitcoin mining, like this one you're watching right now. So make sure to keep a log of all the activity you spend on your Bitcoin mining related business, any resources you use to study, filing for an LLC or creating a new business checking account, consulting with a member of the Blockware team to learn more. Keep a log of all of that because you want to be able to show that you've put 100 hours of time into the business. And if you need more resources to study about Bitcoin mining or Bitcoin in general, then go to blockwaresolutions.com. We have dozens and dozens of different resources you can choose from, videos, articles, learning modules, blogs, etc., etc. We have hundreds and thousands of hours of content across our website, our YouTube, our social media, our newsletter, our research reports. Go check it out, blockwaresolutions.com. You can learn all you want about Bitcoin mining there. All right, so now let's get into the good stuff, which is a tangible example showing what your potential savings could be and how much Bitcoin you could potentially mine by using this strategy. We'll keep things very, very simple. So let's say you have $100,000 in income for 2025. Now let's say your effective income tax rate is 25%. It's going to be different based on where you live, how many assets you have, etc., etc. But for simplicity's sake, we'll say 25K or 25%. So that means 25,000 tax liability. Now, if you buy $100,000 of mining hardware, all of a sudden this becomes zero because you put 100K of miners, it offsets, now your tax liability legally is zero. But that's not the end of the story because now you have $100,000 of Bitcoin miners, and the numbers vary month to month based on Bitcoin price, Bitcoin difficulty, transaction fees, etc. But under current market conditions, $100,000 of mining hardware will have a net monthly profit of roughly $4,000, and I'll show you how. So, $100,000 of miners right now mines about $8,000 of Bitcoin per month. $8,000 per month, and this is paid in Bitcoin, so that will of course vary with the Bitcoin price. Now, for Blockware clients with this amount of mining hardware, which is about 20 miners depending on the type of miner you purchase, you're going to be spending roughly $4,000 per month in power. So this is your power cost, and this is the BTC that you mine. So this is revenue, and this is monthly cost for a net profit of, boom, $4,000. Now, when you consider the $25K write-off, you only need to mine roughly $75,000 in net profits to break even on this investment. So that will happen in under 2 years. At $4,000 a month, you're looking at $48,000 per year in net profit. And the great thing about the new guidelines under the Big Beautiful Bill, which allow for a 100% appreciation, is you can continue to roll this strategy every single year. So you can purchase miners in 2025 and write them off. You can purchase miners in 2026 and write those off for 100% depreciation. And on top of that, the miners you purchase now will likely remain competitive and profitable for another 4 or 5 years. So they'll continue to earn profits in Bitcoin every single day for you. Plus, this $48,000 net profit per year, that could be much higher if Bitcoin continues to increase as it has. Over the last 12 months, Bitcoin's price is up roughly 75%. At this rate, Bitcoin could easily be $150,000, $200,000 per coin next year. And so your mining profitability, it's subject to change, but it's likely to increase. Now, this is a very high-level overview of how you can use Bitcoin mining to acquire Bitcoin and save big on your taxes, but everyone's individual circumstances are different. So at Blockware, we will create a free customized plan for you to help you meet your specific needs. You can sign up for a consultation by clicking the link in the description or going to mining.blockwaresolutions.com/consult. Again, everyone's situation is different. Click the link below, we'll get on a call, and we'll figure out a strategy that makes sense for you and can help you save on taxes and stack Bitcoin. Go to mining.blockwaresolutions.com/consult.